And good evening, fans, and welcome to Siegel High School in the Tennessee Temple FC Sports Network, where tonight the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference season reaches its defining moment. My name is Harley Dixon, and from myself and all the Tempo FC family, we want to thank you for tuning in as we got to this point after months of separation in the standings, 90-plus minute battles all across the table. It all comes down to this: Tennessee Tempo FC and Kaistorms FC meeting with a championship on the line as well as a spot to the national playoff. For Tennessee Temple FC, the numbers tell a story of sustained dominance after coming off a UPSL Spring National Championship just earlier this year. Tempo enters the final with a 9-1-1 record and an attack that's produced 39 goals in 11 matches, and a defense that allowed just 4 goals all season. They're clinical at home, having yet to lose, ruthless in transition, and consistent from opening weekend all the way through the conference slate. This group didn't just win matches, they controlled most all of them, winning by more than 1 goal. Opposite them is Kaistorms FC, a side that has proven it belongs on this stage. Kaistorms come in with a record of 8-3, scoring 32 goals and showing an ability to punish mistakes quickly. They're battle-tested and play with a style sort of all their own, and have already shown they can beat anyone in the conference, as that includes this very own Tennessee Tempo FC side earlier this season. The two sides split their regular season meetings, with Tempo delivering an emphatic win early on in the year, 8-0, while Kaistorms later responded with a narrow 1-0 victory of their own at home. Tonight's not just about goal differential, though, or prior results. It's about 90 minutes, plus added time, of course, and small margins and big moments. Looking at the starters for Tempo, in goal you have Lucas Donhauer. Across the back line, you have championship experience with the likes of Nathaniel Badai, the captain everyone likes to call Bongo, as well as Musa Gay and Ali Marley. While joining them at times, probably on this near sideline as Tempo attacks left to right, will be Justin Ventura, who's chipped in, including with his first goal of the season in last week's victory over Morazan. In the midfield are two ever-present figures in Dominic Oduro and Jermaine Muirhead. While making his first appearance this season, it's Goffin Oyerworth. As for the attack, it'll be a front three of Seth Otuwanyi, Brima Kamara, and Harrison Watts. It is a frigid night here in Murfreesboro. Last week we had some people in our chat saying that mid-30s wasn't cold enough for soccer, so we'll do you one better. We have 18 degrees here at Richard Siegel High School, at Siegel High School, with a real feel of under 10 degrees. So this one's sure to deliver on that cold weather everybody was begging for. Looking through some of our season results. First, I'll look at the visitors. Kaistorms got into this championship match by delivering a 3-1 win over Southern Indiana, who'd kind of been the boogeyman in the conference, team struggling to get past them. Well, they also took a 4-0 victory over Kaistorms. Before that, 1-0 over your very own Tennessee Temple FC. Then a shootout before that, 5-3 victory over TUSC, as well as a 4-1 win over Morazan, and a 5-2 victory over Kaistorms over Nashville. So it's a team that can score a lot of goals, though Tempo is a team that doesn't give up a ton of their own. Long ball here from Marley. They'll be headed into the midfield and controlled by Kaistorms. Kaistorms are a team, I love seeing what they do on social media. They're really inspired side, and they have some players who are really fighting for this badge, as that ball will be cleared out for a throw-in. Before that Nashville match, where they won 5-2, they did drop a match to Morazan, 3-1. Morazan maybe don't have the best record in the league, but they're a really tough team to play, defend really well as a unit. As Seth Otuwani delivering a cross into the box, easily handled by the goalkeeper wearing the pink top with black shorts, while Tempo in all red from top to bottom. Kaistorms wearing black tops with a little ring of yellow around the sleeve and yellow socks to go along with their black shorts. And as I said before, the first matchup between these two teams, Tennessee Tempo were able to win 8-0. Tempo had a little bit of a scare in their first game coming off of the national championship in the spring, taking a 1-0 victory over over Morazan before they played Kaistorms. And in saying that, they came out and delivered a victory that was much needed after having a scare like that, to prove that they're here to stay and they really are one of the better teams in the country. Obviously the best team in the spring, but you want to continue that dominance when you may not have the same likes of your college players who you'll have oftentimes in the spring. But this team has done really well to stay atop the conference. 9 wins, 1 loss, like I said, to Kaistorms, and 1 draw to Southern Indiana on the road. Southern Indiana, of course, is a very, very good team out of that Evansville area. As right now, Kaistorms looking to punish Allie Marley for making a mistake, cross into the box. It'll be cleared out. Getting a crucial touch on it was Marley. Now Ventura is fouled and brought to the floor. You can see all of our officials very bundled up for tonight's match. Myself, even inside the press box here alongside Eric Dorsey, we're all trying to stay pretty bundled up. Hopefully there's some fire on the field that can get everybody warmed up for the boys in red. Red's about as warm of a color as you can get. And most everyone here looks like they're wearing long sleeves or some kind of shirt underneath. I don't think we have any player without. Possibly at left wing, Brian McCamara. I think he's the only player not wearing a long sleeve, as he does have gloves on. In goal, Lucas Donhauer, of course, wearing blue top with the black pants. He is wearing some leggings underneath there, some kind of thermal pants underneath the shorts with a white neck warmer around. Kaistorms with the ball press being led by Harrison Watts. Goalkeeper will just pump it into the midfield. It's brought down by Jermaine Muirhead. He looks outside for Justin Ventura. Ventura commits the foul, and he'll drop to help defend. Kaistorm right now look like a team that is absolutely inspired, as I said before, coming off a win over Southern Indiana. That's a statement victory. Now back-to-back seasons that Southern Indiana has lost in the semifinal. Here's Brian McCamara trying to charge, sneaks it past one. Harrison Watts flicks it forward, making the run behind is Otuwani. Kamara shot, save. No, it's snuck underneath the goalkeeper, and that's a goal. Seth Otuwani makes it 1-0 for your Tennessee Tempo FC. It went right past my line of sight, and I thought that the goalkeeper had his foot underneath it. But sure enough, it snuck through, and meeting it at the second post was Seth Chijoki Otuwani. And within 10 minutes, Tempo lead 1-0. What a moment that was already. As I said, the last time these two teams squared off, it was 8-0 in favor of Tempo. But right now, it looks like this team that I was just speaking about being inspired in Kaistorms, they're going to have to try and flip the script quickly and forget about this early goal that they've now conceded. Good press from Watts, but better turn by the midfielder there wearing number 8 for Kaistorms, and it'll be a foul committed by Allie Marley. Marley got caught once being lackadaisical with the ball. They're committing the foul. Play will restart with Kaistorms. This near sideline, Kaistorms, as I said before, attacking right to left. Giving up the ball is number 28. Now with it is Goffin. Oyerworth gets past one, trying to drive past another. Defending is number 28, who just gave up the ball. Oyerworth, of course, just completed his season with North Florida North Florida at that NCAA Division I level. Had a really good season as a team. I'm excited to see Goffin come in, having played several seasons already for Tempo. Should have a lot of momentum behind him, especially playing at such a high level team, making the national tournament. On the ball now, Musa Gay drops towards Ali Marley. Marley plays it short to Ventura. Ventura fluffs his touch just a little bit, but no great pressure. He'll drop it back to Marley. And all the way back to the goalkeeper, Donhauer. Of course, Donhauer, I just saw post on his Instagram a day or two ago how he was reminiscing on some memories of winning the Division I championship himself with Syracuse in 2023. Played as a backup for a really good Syracuse team that I gave some credit to before. Had a Lindsey Wilson transfer, played alongside Musa Gay. Of course, playing in the middle for Tempo. Gay, big man from Senegal, was a tough task to get the ball off of and even harder to score on typically. Tempo team conceded 4 goals all season long, one of them being against this Kaistorm side on the road. Has to be said, it was a bit of a rotated side for Tempo in that game on the road, but all the credit in the world to Kaistorms as they gave Tempo just their second loss pretty well in a calendar year. Bongo with it. He'll play quickly forward to Goffin. Oyerworth plays a great ball forward for Kamara. Kamara's charging, cuts inside. Still with it is Kamara. He'll lay it off. Shot from Goffin. Oyerworth has a shot deflected. Now Otuonyi. Otuonyi with traffic in front of him. Oyerworth drops it. Travella shot attempt there from Oduro. Oduro did get himself on the score sheet last week. Scored a ripper of a left-footed goal right from the left side of the 18. Hit it with his left foot into the bottom right corner across the goalkeeper's face. And, man, what a shot that was to make it 2-0. And then putting the nail in the coffin was Nathaniel Badai. Ali Marley will play it to his goalkeeper, who will play it right back. Looking for options going forward. Kaistorms does seem to be playing a pretty high press right now. Good composure from Marley. And Ventura will retreat again to Donhauer, who goes outside to Badai. Badai playing in a makeshift left back position, as a team typically will play in some form of a back four whenever they're defending, and typically a back three whenever they're attacking. Muirhead with it now in the middle. Surveying for options. Ventura's by himself on this near sideline. Muirhead really good at dribbling through pressure right there. Lays it off for Otuonyi. He's dropped in deep. Ventura with it now. Left-footed ball forward on the ground. Goffin Oyerworth giving chase. Strong press coming from Watson, Oyerworth both. Thigh touch from Muirhead. Going to be whistled for a handball. Gay will retreat after nearly bringing possession back to the boys in red. Big foul on the sideline. A lot of contact. Badai now being whistled for 2 pretty strong fouls. Going to have to be careful not to get himself in the book. Tempo Hornet team that seemed to struggle too much with yellow cards, but anytime you have your captain on one early on, you have to be even more careful. Knock on wood. The Bongo's able to keep his head. Kaistorms restart with it. Great turn gets past Watts. Some good interlinking play, but better defending in the middle of the park for Tempo. Oyerworth absorbing pressure, finds Gay, who looks outside to his fellow center back in Marley. Tempo with the spell of the ball. Now driving is Badai. Tries to thread the needle forward for Kamara. Can't find him. But a poor touch or a poor attempt at an interception from Kaistorms, and that sneaks its way out. Throw-in attempt will come from Kamara into Oduro now. Oduro with an acre of space in front of him. Threads a long ball forward for Ventura. Slipped as he kicked it. Kind of got his foot underneath it. Ventura being defended 2-on-1. Last touch will go off of Kaistorms for a tempo corner. So we're just like around 10 minutes or so into this match now. Tempo leading 1-0. If you missed it, really good ball from Brima Kamara. Snuck underneath the goalkeeper. I thought that it was saved, but ready for it at the second post was Otuwani. And now it'll be Goffin Allyearworth hitting an out-swinging corner, low driven. Watts was there, and it's cleared off the line by Kaistorms. Goffin brings it back in. Early delivery, good ball, headed on, flicked on, still in the box. And now Kaistorms can try and clear it. And clear it they do over the head of Ventura. No, right at the head of Ventura. Now through the middle, back to defend. Combination of Badai and Kamara. Brima showing that he's willing to get back and help defend on a breakaway. Now he'll step back forward, fill back in his left wing position. Long throw chested down by Ventura. Ventura heads it forward. Now Goffin again. Big switch outside, searching for Kamara. Kamara still has it. Driving is Brima. Space inside, shoots. And it will be a goal kick. Brima has been a man on a mission early on in this game. Perhaps Brima still looking for that Sierra Leone call-up. He's playing like he's playing right now. Never doubt the man. Kaistorms have to try and get themselves back into this game. Have kind of been on the back foot. First 5 minutes or so, they were kind of all over tempo, at least holding the ball well, doing their thing. But that goal has fully changed the momentum of this game as tempo lead 1-0 and have continued to put pressure all over this back line, especially from that far side coming from Kamara. Throw in from Kaistorms. Defending is Marley and Oduro. Muirhead brings it in, drops it to Gay. 1-2 passing here between several tempo players. Now Muirhead picks it up, turns, finds Goffin. Allyearworth, before he transferred, was a teammate of Muirhead. Both of them having played at Bethel University in McKenzie, Tennessee. So right here is classic tempo trying to pull the opposite team forward. Find space in behind. Don Hauer steps forward right at the edge of his 18 to help continue to draw that line in. Good one-touch pass from Muirhead. Now Ventura cuts it back, sends his defender ahead. Ball in the air. No foul, a lot of contact between Allyearworth and one of Kaistorm's players. Ball stays in, intercepting it is Kamara. Quick pass forward. Driving is Otuwani through the middle is Watts. He also has Kamara. Otuwani can shoot, he does. And good save at the near post from Kaistorms. Tempo will have another corner to try and tackle one on, but that attack is just as fruitful as can be. Going down the left attacking sideline. A lot of work being done from Kaistorm's right back. Really good there from the goalkeeper to keep it at 1-0, but you can only knock so many times before you let another one in. It'll be off Goffin's corner. The edge of the box is Oduro. Oduro shoots right at the goalkeeper's chest. Safe hands, but a ripper of a shot coming from Oduro. I was honestly surprised to see him sneak that one through. Over the head of Ventura. Bongo will send it ahead. Kaistorms with a good touch forward, taking his space now is their left back at the feet of number 11. Has an overlapping run, now an underlapping run. Still defending is Marley. Can nearly send across into the box. Finally sneaks its way through, can shoot a 17. Great defending right there from Bongo to stop a clear chance. Allyearworth draped in defenders, no foul given, threading it forward, and now there is a foul whistled against Goffin, I do believe. I never like to be the one calling out referees for one thing or the other, but right there, felt a little hard done by for Oyerworth as he was kind of corralled in by both sides from Kaistorms players. But then a little bit of frustration got the best of Goffin and gave a little bit of a bump to one of the players and gives up the free kick. Now in a game, like I said, of big moments, perhaps could be the biggest moment of all for Kaistorms. Need to get themselves back into this game. What better way than a dangerous set piece on the 15-yard line of the American football field. You have 5 players in the wall for tempo. Several players defending the second group of players ready to attack. Well, Kaistorms are committing 4 players back to defend. When you're chasing a goal a little bit, slightly surprised to see this. Perhaps have some kind of trust in the set piece taker here that maybe he can thread one in. Number 11 will take it. Right-footed shot, sneaks his way through. Took a deflection, but Don Howard was right there. There's a big deflection like that. You never know what can happen. Number 6 took a step over it, but I think number 11 looked like he was taking it the whole time, and this time he did. Ball forward, headed on by Watts. Goalkeeper's going to have to clear it, and he does. Nobody touching it still yet. Oduro flicks it forward. See what the call is. Offside on number 17. For Kaistorms, I don't have a roster yet in this game, or for this game, but I can tell you leading scorers from this season. Number 8, Taylor Aaron, or number 8, excuse me. Scoring 8 goals is Taylor Aaron. Scoring 7 is Al-Hassan Al-Hassan. Scoring 3 goals, Josh Bonk. 3 goals as well, Caleb Salinda. And a host of players scoring 2. If I can get it pulled up quickly for tempo. 9 goals for Harrison Watts. 6, now 7 for Seth Otuonyi. 5 for Brian McCamara. 4 for Nathaniel Badai. And again, just like Kaistorms, a host of players with 2. Chance to make it his 3rd right here. Brian McCamara driving. Still with it, but it will win a corner for tempo. I assume it'll have to be Oyerworth crossing this one in as he's taken every set piece so far. Goffin will take the in-swinger. Everyone loaded up at the near post right now. Edge of the box is Oduro. Delivery from Oyerworth. Punched out. Not quite cleared from danger yet. Kamara heads it down. Now Kaistorms can counter. Header by number 11. Bongo clears it forward. Header flicked on by Musa Gay. Now on the wing is Oyerworth. Oyerworth with it. Goffin can shoot. Slots it in the box. Looking for Harrison Watts. Wasn't there. Still with it is Otuonyi. One-on-one with his defender. Seth gets past one. Left-footed cross. Nobody there to connect with it. Slick play from Oduro. Oduro with a lot of space can shoot. Dominic's brought down in the box. And pointing to the spot is our center ref. Really dangerous moment for Tennessee Tempo right here. And after doing a bit of dribbling, you don't see a massive amount of dribbling going forward from Dominic Oduro. Gets past one defender, gets past 2 defenders, and then the third brings him down. I have to assume that it'll be Bongo taking it. We'll see who does indeed step up. The captain's been the man to take it, but right now holding it is Goffin. And I saw right there some respect and a mutual dap right here between Bongo and Goffin. Goffin, I mentioned before, transferred to North Florida and didn't play quite the same role that he did at his previous school. So right here, perhaps looking to build a bit of confidence, get himself on the score sheet early on. Chance to make it 2-0 inside of 20 minutes. I didn't see a card assessed, definitely not a red card assessed. I have to see what call was given if there was a card. Right now, the man from Uganda has a chance to make it 2-0. Goalkeeper still appealing that it wasn't a penalty. Not something you'll see officials overturn too many times, especially with no VAR technology. Back to defend right now. All three players for Tempo, Badai, Marley, and Gay. No, I don't think Goffin will have defending in his mind. Our linesman watching for encroachment. Goffin making his first appearance of this fall season for Tempo, can make it 2-0. And there's the whistle. Takes his steps back right to the edge of the 18. Lining it up like a place kicker. Forward comes Oyerwath. Shoots and he scores. 2-0 for Tennessee Tempo. Goffin Oyerwath gets his goal on his start for Tempo in his return. Dominic Oduro created it in the first place. In a moment, it was as he stepped forward, dribbling through the players, all the defenders, all the players for Kaistorms, and he doubles Tempo's lead. Now it's more important than ever that Tempo stays on the front foot and doesn't let off, while Kaistorms, they need to get themselves back in this game and not let their heads drop too much. If your goalkeeper seeing two go in inside the opening 20 minutes, it's going to be hard to keep your confidence. Have to have a short memory, and these are all good teams and good players at this point. And we restart with Kaistorms outside to their left back. Now driving, great tackle from Otuani, but keeping possession is Kaistorms. Now back with their right side center back. Kaistorms need a spell of possession so they're not chasing so much. Speaking of chasing, Otuani forcing Kaistorms outside. Now taking their space again is number 13. Searching for a long ball. Badai is there. Gets a touch and brings it down. Still with it is Kaistorms trying to make something happen with their number 11, but Ventura can bring it in. Ventura will drop back to defend rather than step forward. Wise decision from Justin. Ball outside again with number 13. Had the ball at his foot for much of this first half, it feels like. Perhaps Tennessee Tempo looking to hold back just a little bit and now force Kaistorms to chase the game some. But winning the throw-in is Kamara. But I will have the throw. Into Muirhead. He'll find Kamara again. One back by Kaistorms only momentarily before Goffin wins it right back. Now Oduro looking for a ball forward. Threads it outside for Ventura. Ventura ahead to Otuani. Getting out of pressure is Seth. Goffin dancing through the midfield. Started his career, at least in the state since I knew him, as more of a winger. But, man, when he gets in the middle, he can really control the tempo, no pun intended, but can dictate the play in the middle of the field. Same thing with Jermaine Muirhead right there. Absorbs pressure, breaks the line. Slick passing between Tempo's forwards. Now Ventura ahead to Otuani. In the middle is Watts and Kamara. Edge of the box. Looking for Ventura, was there. Unable to find him. Chest down by Muirhead. Now Oduro outside. Back to Ventura again. Ventura, I think, was expecting a 1-2. Winning that tackle is Oduro. Long shot from Goffin. It's blocked, but Kamara is there. Kamara still with it, gets past one defender, sends the cross into the box. Otuani's there, sneaks through with Ventura. Ventura can shoot, He crosses it in, and right there was Kamara, but he could not get a foot to it. Looks like it did take a deflection of some sort as they pointed either A for a goal kick or B for a throw-in for Tempo. I see both Oyerwath and the goalkeeper going out for a ball. As it does look like we do have an injured Kaistorms player down on the field. I didn't see anything happen right there at the edge of the box, so hopefully nothing too concerning. Even in this cold weather, whenever it feels like there might be a lot of play going on the field, it's still easy for muscles to tighten and to tense up. It does look like Ventura's shot won a corner for Tempo. Injured player able to stand up, didn't need anybody to help him to his feet. The in-swinger from Goffin flicked on, still in the box in a trouble area. Good from the goalkeeper to bring that in. Quick ball forward, but eyes in the middle. Flicks it outside for Ventura. Now Gay retreating back. Strong pressure coming from Kaistorms. Tempo doing really well just to absorb it and keep a hold of the ball. Great tackle there from Kaistorms, winning it back in their attacking third. Number 11 with it, has a cross. Instead continues to dribble, and I don't like to say that he flopped because it'll happen with both teams, I'm sure, at least at one point, but I didn't see any contact there between Badai and number 11. I think if we go to a VAR check, I'm watching it over on the live stream right now. I don't know there was any contact made. Either way, play continues. Ball with Tempo. Good flick on from Oduro. This is Otuonyi. Making the overlapping run is Ventura. Back with Oduro. Oyerwath playing through a lot of contact, and he is brought down. Play restarts. Goffin still with it. Now Tempo's back line. Want to enjoy a spell with the ball. You can see Kaistorms have several players back right now. Now leading the press again is number 11. I think this is what head coach Gifton Dom and his assistant Rob Jepson are kind of looking for, is to pull Kaistorms ahead, find that space in behind. Watts dropping deep. Last touch off Kaistorms. I think on our live stream clock, we are just a couple minutes behind, but we are just about 30 minutes or so into this first half. Can't think there'll be too much added time just yet. Long throw from Bongo. Touchdown by Watts, and Watts will be whistled for the foul. Kaistorms restart with it. Number 6 has it outside to the feet of number 13 again. Feels like they start a lot of their attacks similar to this right here, with the left back dribbling into the middle, trying to find somebody for a big switch. Kaistorm doing really well to play through this tempo press. They have it in some space in front. Number 25 with nobody on him just yet. Oduro showing some face value pressure more than anything, but Ventura able to win it. Now Oduro going to be brought to the floor by number 25. Ali Marley should have the restart for tempo, and he does. He'll play all the way to Donhauer. But I again ahead forward to Otuonyi. This is Goffin Oyerworth. Brian McCamara flicks it on. Well defended. See who comes out with it. Kamara still has it for now. Now with Muirhead back to Otuwanyi. And Muirhead again. Great tackle from Jermaine. Jermaine loves to play in that sort of box-to-box number 8 role, and right there he showed he can defend as well. A beautiful, clean slide tackle. Takes the ball off. Kaistorms get possession back on the side of tempo. Kaistorms definitely not dropping their intensity at all despite a 2-0 deficit in this game. Oyerwath has it. Retreats to Badai. Nobody on Muirhead yet. Poor pass from Oyerwath. Number 11 has a header forward by Marley. It's a back line. I don't think you're going to get many headers past. Knock on wood, of course. Commentators curse as you have about 6'4", 6'5" Ali Marley, and probably 6'3", 6'4" Musa Gay, and maybe not as tall as his defensive partners, but just as strong, if not stronger, is Nathaniel Badai. Probably stood around 6 foot, but man, he is a tank back there. Speaking of tank, Ali Marley doing well to defend, but will win a corner for Kaistorms in the process. This may be the first corner kick of the game for Kaistorms. Going to be really important for them to get something out of this. It'll be an in-swinger from this near sideline. Just about everybody back to defend. 18-yard box, 6-yard box littered with red jerseys. The corner kick is delivered. Sneaks his way through. Nobody there yet, and it'll be cleared by Otuwanyi. Oyerworth has it and can counter, though. Still in is Goffin. Goffin taking on the whole team by himself. Crucial tackle, though, from Kaistorm. Still with it. Oduro flicks it forward for Otuwanyi. Otuwanyi, big touch forward, has space. And good goalkeeping right there to step out and bring that ball in. Number 6 here eyeing up a left-footed long ball. He has it. The ball takes a touch off the back of Marley. Number 17, as he hit the deck, took out the feet of Ali. Play restarts. Oduro with Ventura. Harrison Watts holding his defender off, eyeing a player forward. Oyerwath not quite on the same page as Watts, still has it. Goffin looks like he is having a joyful time out there just being on the field and playing. Many jokingly call Goffin Professor. Right now he's trying to teach Kaistorms how to dribble as he's been putting on a bit of a show in the middle. Ventura has the cross. It's a good ball, but there is the goalkeeper. Ventura scored from a similar position last game, sent a ball into the box, took a little bit of a deflection off a defender, but as far as I'm concerned, add one onto the score sheet for Justin Ventura. Ventura still on an island right here of his own, chested down. He'll cut it back with no real options. Kaistorm back to defend. Last touch is off Justin. Throw in from 11. Back to defend is Ventura. 25 sneaks past 1, but what a tackle that was from Justin Ventura. Got all of the ball, but a dangerous tackle nonetheless. And now Ventura escapes to Oduro. Oduro gets out of pressure just like he does, better than just about anybody else. Forward to Watts. Watts is driving. Watts slots it ahead, searching for Goffin, but it will be intercepted. And intercepting it right back is Otuwanyi, but he'll be unable to keep possession. There's a whistle. Let's see what exactly is going on. We're going to hold for the moment. Could be the captain looking for some kind of explanation or something along the lines of that. Not certain in this case. Nothing doing. Now another player, the captain for Kaistorms, I believe that's number 8. Still appealing. And now there will be a yellow card given to, I think that's number, not 17. Thought it was number 17 momentarily. Still not able to play. Can't quite see a number just yet. Number 26, I do believe that is. 26 or 28. 28, getting confirmation here from my broadcast director, Eric Dorsey. Tonight filling in as cameraman, pulling double duty. And a yellow card given to the bench of Kaistorms. With a pause in play like this, there may be a little more added time now. As we're approaching 40 minutes in this first half. Several yellow cards being dealt out. As there are still explanations being given, I will pause momentarily, leave my crowd mic on, go ahead and get a quick drink of water. And it looks like we may be ready to start play again. Waiting for a whistle. And there we are. It'll be a throw in for the visitors. Throw in from Kaistorms, headed forward and brought down by Muirhead. And now there's a foul given. Perhaps a little bit of frustration from number 11 here. And Marley has it to restart. Not quite able to restart yet. Now with the whistle, we will. Temperatures continuing to drop, but on the field feels like they're getting warmer. Long ball forward, Otuani, a great chest touch, brings it down, gets past one defender, outside to Kamara. Kamara one-on-one will drop to Oyerwath. Oyerwath turning past his defender, great tackle from Kaistorms. And now Muirhead perhaps getting bit by the same frustration bug, and he'll get one back for Tempo as he'll commit the foul, give a free kick to the visitors here in this Kentucky-Tennessee Conference Championship. A spot in the national tournament on the line. Kaistorms retreats all the way back to their goalkeeper. Left-footed ball outside to number 13. And he was too close to the touchline. So he'll take a step out of bounds. Ventura, quick throw in to Marley. Marley to Muirhead. Muirhead with pressure on his left and right shoulder. Plays it to Bongo. There's that press coming from Kaistorms. Donhauer really good with the ball at his feet as well as shot stopping, so he'll allow that pressure forward. Good touch from Oyerwath. Really good touch from Oyerwath to escape the pressure outside to Oduro. Oduro eyes the long ball. He has it, and it's just a little too much, or not enough on it to make it over the head of Harrison Watts to run onto it. Watts pressuring the center back. Goalkeeper will now clear it into the midfield. Big header from Ali Marley. Kamara gets past one. With it is Goffin again. Outside to Ventura. Several players holding the line high for Tempo. Otuwanyi curls the cross in. Kamara is going to be whistled for offsides. And fans, if you've missed it, Tempo pulled ahead in the first 10 minutes with an assist, essentially a goal himself, but an assist from Brian Kamara inside to Seth Otuonyi. And then some 15 or so minutes later, Dominic Oduro won a penalty for Tempo, and converting it was Goffin Oyerworth getting his first start of this fall season. Good tackle there from Justin Ventura to win back possession. But this is, of course, what it all comes down to, no matter what your regular season record, assuming you make it to the conference playoff at all. But assuming no matter what your record is, this is what it all comes down to, is this championship match. There's no other buys or seeds to get into the tournament besides winning this conference championship. Kaistorms have to chase to get themselves one. I think that if you're the visitors here, you really would like to see one go in before the half. There is that old trope that says, though, that a 2-0 lead is the most dangerous in the sport. Start to get lackadaisical and drop your head. Nutmeg there from Oyerworth. Keeps possession for Tempo. Now skip pass to Marley. Back at the foot of Ventura. Ventura had options forward. Elects to play negative to Marley. Great pass there from Otuonyi, threading it ahead to Oduro. Oduro has a lot of space. He can pass it or shoot. Oduro shot. And it's between the uprights. Nearly a brilliant moment for Dominic Oduro. Could have asked to take the penalty himself, elected to give it to Badai, who then gave the chance to Oyerworth, who took the most of it. But right now, Oduro enjoying making these deep runs in from his holding midfield position. When you're good at breaking a press as he is, it's hard not to see why. Kaistorms will have the goal kick. 3 players on the 50-yard line. And it will be just shy of the 50. Header won by Kamara. Chijoki has it. Lays it off for Muirhead. And just like that, Tempo win possession, but now Goffin has it. Oyerworth outside to Kamara. Kamara can cross it or dribble. Left-footed ball into the box. With it is Watts. Now Oyerworth. Back to Kamara. Kamara can cross it. He does. Edge of the box to Oduro. Oduro now to Watts. Oduro still with it. Shot. Save. Now Watts. Another save. Double save. Muirhead outside for Ventura. Watts needs to get himself back on side. Muirhead trying to get it ahead. Man, what a moment. Kaistorms making a double save as well as several key clearances. Tempo couldn't buy themselves a third goal right there, but it shows that their confidence is just building and building. Ali Marley with it now. Has Ventura in space. Ventura dribbling inside. Flicks it forward for Otuonyi. Otuonyi cuts back, gets past his defender, sends the cross in, but his ball will go past the far line. Sorry, I got tongue twisted for a moment. But as we approach halftime in this game, I want to make sure that we appreciate, or know, make sure you know that we appreciate all you fans tuning in to tonight's game. We have a decent crowd in the stands for Sunday night at an 8 p.m. kickoff, but I know that we have people watching from all across the world, so many different nationalities represented in this team. We love the support that you all give, and we couldn't do it without you. Now play restarts. Kaistorms pumping the ball ahead. Ventura gets pushed from behind. I'll be shocked if that's not a yellow card or at least a stern talking to, because Ventura went up for that header and number 11 just pushed him in the back. I need to see the replay on that before I get too ahead of myself, but that was a dangerous play as a yellow card is given to number 11. Camera was just behind the play, right? You could see right at the moment the Ventura was starting to fall, but thankfully Justin able to stand up on his own 2 feet. Dangerous play, though. Anytime you have a player going up in the air to get undercut. Justin has it now. Defended by 2. Plays it between the defenders, looking for Goffin. It'll be cleared out for a throw-in. Tours throw to Marley. Now with Bongo. Can't quite find his target on his low-driven through ball. Now he'll elect to go to the air. Goalkeeper can bring it in quite comfortably. Good touch from number 11 to bring that goal kick down and win a throw-in as well. We get throw in for Kaistorms, number 13. Looks ahead for number 11, and there was a slap, and that, I think that's got to be another yellow card. Allie Marley just ate a slap from number 11 and then pushed him after the moment, and number 11 is going to be sent off. Allie Marley hopefully not given a yellow card, but he might for retaliation, but feels like we've had a red card at just about every game here at home this year. And that was something you really hate to see, is now Kaistorm's going to have to play in the final for at least the second half, down 10-11. I don't see a yellow card being given to Allie Marley just yet. Looks like this, and there it is. Our center ref was just speaking to him, but you could see pretty clearly Allie Marley get slapped in the face and then kicked with the ball after the fact. I feel for Marley. Right there is a moment that should never happen. Just real frustration from Kaistorms, but number 11, I think, will probably wish that he had that back, because now this season that they've worked so hard to make it to the final could go to waste as he lets his emotions get the best of him in this crucial moment. Allie Marley also not quite keeping his head, but doing well enough not to, to do anything silly like try and go slap him back or kick the ball at him. Just given a yellow card in this case. So we're just about to halftime. Kaistorm's going to play 45 minutes down a man. Several players on the field with a yellow still for the visiting team. Last week it was the same thing, and the week before that with Morizon picking up several red cards in both games. It's a part of the sport, but something you don't love to see. I said it on my previous broadcast, you want to beat a team at their best or lose at their best. Right now, on-field antics have led to, I don't know how to word it properly, a bit of a poor circumstance for Kaistorms, who had looked good early on in this game and have had moments where they've countered and attacked well, but they're going to have to defend and attack a man down. And if you know this sport, it goes both ways, because whenever you're, that throw-in will be pulled back. Whenever you're trying to attack and throw numbers forward, when you're chasing the goal, naturally you need players back to defend, and that's one player that you won't have if you're Kaistorms, whereas if you're Tempo, you're able to overload in all these moments now, because if Kaistorms try to throw players forward to help press, then they're leaving even more space in behind than before. But if you want to leave your players in behind, now your press gets cut down to 1, as right there chasing is number 17. Of course, number 11 was his pressing partner. Now he'll be on an island. Just a whole trickle-down effect that you may sometimes not realize. Of course, I played sports my whole life. I understand that emotions can get the most of you, but with that whistle, the first half will come to a close, 45 and some change down, and Tennessee Tempo lead this game 2-0. If you missed it right there only moments ago, stepping off the field after getting a yellow card just moments before, gifted a red card for Christmas, was Kaistorms FC, who will now have to play a 2-0 deficit, all while being a man down. From myself, Harley Dixon, and all of the Tennessee Tempo FC family, we want to thank you for tuning in to your Kentucky-Tennessee Conference Championship. We'll be back in roughly 15 minutes for our second half of action. I want to thank you again just one more time. Make sure to come back and watch, as I know this is a late kickoff, but we appreciate all the people all across the world that are tuning in to watch the beautiful game. Thank you. And welcome back, fans, to the Tennessee Tempo FC Sports Network as we are just about ready to get things underway for our second half of action. If you missed it after the first 45 minutes, Tennessee Tempo led and currently lead 2-0, while Kaistorms have been chasing this game and now will have to chase it a player down as number 11 was sent off for some unsporting behavior late on in the second half. Kaistorms were the only team that have beat Tempo this entire season, and right now they're going to have to try and pull out some of that same magic that they had earlier this season. Tempo starts with a quick ball outside to Goffin Alyerworth. Alyerworth tries to thread the needle for Brima Kamara. Kaistorms are able to keep it in play. Strong shielding there from Nathaniel Badai. One sub at the half for Tempo that I know of as Kamara tries to flick that on. Last touch off Kaistorms. Danny Sassano stepped on for the only player with a yellow for Tempo, that being Ali Marley, who is the man who got tied up a bit with number 11 for Kaistorms, who was sent off with a red. Sassano gets his first touch of the half, plays it in the middle with Gay. Now Badai. Not quite range for a long ball, but he's eyeing something through. Great ball through to Harrison Watts. Watts left foot across in the box. Otuani was there. Now Ventura, left-footed shot. And it'll be deflected out for a corner kick. As I said, last week, Ventura was able to get himself his first goal of this season and add to a relatively low tally for Tempo in his career. But Justin, similar to Dominic Oduro, seems to find a way to pop up in big moments. Justin, really hard-working player, fun player to watch. Made an appearance in that national championship victory. Someone who feels like everybody really gets along with, hard-working guy. Now the cross from Goffin. Alyerworth his ball now with Kamara. Shot off of Badai's foot. Goes well wide. I think he just tried to leather it towards the goal, hit it as hard as he could. Couldn't quite put it on frame. Kaistorms has the restart. The goalkeeper will push numbers forward. Can't quite make it to half field. Winning it is Alyerworth. Take it outside. Good tackle there from Kaistorms. Win the throw in for Tempo. Tempo attacking right to left in this second half, wearing red on a red. Kaistorms defending that far side and attacking on this far right side as you're watching it on the stream, wearing black on black with yellow socks. Kamara brings it down. One-on-one with his defender is Brima. Still with it is Kamara. Space in front, he'll cross it. And it'll sneak through. And a poor clearance from Kaistorms, but it works out in the end as the goalkeeper is able to step forward and take it. I think if Watts realized that that ball had snuck through, he may have been able to poach that, but scary moment, escape nonetheless. Line drive goal kick brought down, number 25 with it. Big collision in the midfield, and Muirhead whistled for the foul. They will restart with the captain for Kaistorms. Again, I apologize. I don't have any names for Kaistorms, let alone numbers, but I can read the jersey. That number 8 will restart play. Then he'll retreat back to number 6. He'll go back to his goalkeeper. Strong press. Goalkeeper slipped momentarily, nearly gave Alyerworth a moment of hope. Now Kamara. Watts can play it ahead to Brima. He does. Kamara, early cross on the floor. And good recovery there from number 25, who's been trying to do it all. Number 17's partner up top, number 11, going out on a red, now having to press by himself. Bongo has it. And we'll stop the clock. The ball could be flat from what I'm seeing. And Gay will kick that ball out of play. Of course, everything is inflated before the game, but whenever temperatures are as low as they are, sometimes you can see a little bit of deflating of the ball. We should start with a drop ball at the foot of Badai. Quickly forward to Watts is Bongo's pass. Now with Kamara. Good tackle. Kamara with it again. Nobody warming up yet for tempo. I expect some subs, but I'll expect a bit of warming up as it is brutally cold. In saying that, I don't see many players on the bench for tempo, so I don't know if players are hanging out in the locker room right now or what. I have to see if my man Eric across from me could let me know. In the meantime, great turn, great little dummy touch from Watts. Watts pass on the floor. Kamara's in the area, but he will be whistled for a handball. It'll restart with the goalkeeper for Kaistorms. Both teams wearing Puma. It was interesting to see. I saw it, but I didn't want to point anything out because I didn't know for certain, but my broadcast director up here, Mr. Dorsey, let me know that their goalkeeper is wearing one of the same template kits that our academy uses, wearing the pink. I saw it before the game, and I was a little bit curious about it, as it feels like we all live and breathe UPSL, WPSL, and every other youth league there is out there. But that pink kit just looked too similar, and you don't see many players or many teams rocking the pink look like Tempo does, but man in between the sticks for Kaistorms is tonight. That said, Tempo enjoying the spell of the ball. Danny Sassano eyes up a long ball. He'll elect to drop it back with Gay. And now with Bongo forward to Oyerwath. Oyerwath stood up by the captain. He'll look for Kamara. Kamara was on the touchline. It will be out for a throw-in for Kaistorms. Strong contingency of Kaistorm fans here traveling for this game. Several of them heard on the crowd mic, maybe unhappy with some of the decisions made in this game. Heard one funny comment, said our center ref needs to put some long pants on or something to keep himself warm. Goalkeeper coming out for that, not quite able to get to it, but his defender will recover it. Good pass, threads the needle. Kaistorms trying to create some triangles. Good passing outside. Now number 13 on that opposite sideline driving. Plays it forward. Sassano telling Donhauer to step ahead. Yards and yards of space around Oyerwath. He'll drive. Through the middle was Otuanyi. Outside is Kamara. He'll play it for Kamara. Winning it is number 9. Good tackle there from Kaistorms to keep possession. And a big tackle from Jermaine Muirhead keeps possession with Kaistorm. But as I said, Jermaine really is a true box-to-box player. I think that's where he plays his best. Tonight he's had to do a little more defensive work than maybe he does on the ball, as Brima Kamara and even players like Dominic Oduro, who maybe aren't quite as ball dominant, have really been controlling this game. Otuanyi's header outside, won by Muirhead. Now Oduro outside to Ventura. Ventura also had a lot of work to do in this game, not so much defensively, but attacking, getting forward. He's been all over it. Everybody getting a touch on the ball as Tempo try and build forward. But inside to Watts. Watts brought to the floor. Play continues. Oyerwath threads it ahead, searching for Otuanyi. It'll be played out for a throw-in. Looks like Kaistorms will have at least one sub, possibly two. Are we whistling our subs on yet or no? Yes, we will be. Will one or two come on? We'll have to wait and see, as it looks like Tempo could have more players stepping back out onto the bench, perhaps just trying to stay warm in the locker room a little bit longer. or possibly filling up Gatorade bottles, as I see at least 2 containers out there. Kamara will have the throw back to his foot from Oyerwath. Kamara flicks it back to Goffin. Goffin crossing it. Second post. Watts is there again. And the goalkeeper will bring it in for Kaistorms. Tempo continuing to make dangerous moments, but not quite able to get one past Kaistorms, despite the Chattanooga team playing a man down. Good header from Muirhead. Kamara has it. And great slide tackle, but Kamara still with it. Always fun to see a big slide tackle, but nothing prettier in the sport, I don't think, as a defender myself, than to see a really clean, well-defined slide tackle that the referee can't even think about blowing his whistle at because he won the ball so well. Right there, their fullback did his job well. Ball forward, searching for Otuanyi. Headed on, Seth's in the area. The touch will lead Kaistorms all the way into the corner for a throw. Quick throw from Seth. Now Brima with it. Inside to Watts. Drops to Muirhead. Muirhead's pass, not quite enough on it to get past the defender. Good from Ventura. That ball will sneak all the way between the defenders, back for Tempo. But now with Kamara again, Brima has been just doing whatever he's wanted down this near sideline. And then the second half, this opposite far sideline. Gay finds Sassano. Back with Goffin. I don't know that Goffin's wearing a tracker on his chest, but I feel like he's ran just about the most in this game because he's been all over it. Otuanyi in the area looking for the long ball. Little chip ball over the top. One of the Kaistorm players letting out a lot of energy right there, saying that it's his team's ball. It is indeed his ball. It'll be a throw in to, I believe it's a sub. Kamara takes the throw quickly, drops it to Badai. Now with Otuanyi, well defended. Play continues. Big touch. Badai wins it initially. Last touch will be off of Kamara. Now there are some subs warming up for Tempo. Looks like at least a pair of subs as well for Kaistorms. Tempo restart with the ball. Enjoying most play in Kaistorm's half in this game. Otuanyi chip ball over the top. A really good ball for Oyerwath. Well defended, but that was an excellent chip from Otuanyi, trying to create some kind of magic in this game to get the hat trick of goals tonight. Tempo have been relatively comfortable in this game, but you would really like to see at least one more for comfort. Kamara's touch is big, while Kaistorm's appealing for a handball, I do believe. That Coach Giffendom throwing his hands up, unhappy with his team, switching off, even if just for a moment. I see Stanley Grandpierre taking his jacket off. A man who did a lot for Tempo this past spring. Perhaps stepping on, making his own mark in this one. I have to think that he could be stepping in for either Otuanyi or Kamara, both of who play a little more outside, whereas Watts is typically a pretty central player. No subs just yet. Bongo telling his players to step forward towards the ball. Good tackle, and then Kaistorms wins it right back. That pass will never find its target as his touch led him out of bounds. I see the card given to Grand Pierre now. See if the Haitian's able to step on the field just yet. It'll be a throw-in with Justin Ventura. Skip pass from Sassano outside to Badai. A lot of space in front of him. Ball again at the foot of Goffin. Trying to get past the captain for Chattanooga. This Kaistorms team defending well despite a man down. When you're playing for pride, there's not many things that you can play harder for. Trying not to let any more go in the back of the net. Well, Tempo continuing to knock on that door. Sassano with it, drops it for Muirhead. Inside to Goffin. Finally seeing a two-man press coming from Kaistorms as they do have to chase this game just a little bit more. But I giving the ball in space. Back with Goffin. Another chip ball over the top. Bongo's there. Bongo still with it. Bongo can shoot. Great save. Now Kaistorms trying to counter quickly. Well won initially by Muirhead, but right back out with it is number 6. Left-footed ball forward, headed down by Sassano. Really, really good defending, but a dangerous moment for Kaistorms who are not giving up yet. Oduro made a great run through, has to be cleared out by the goalkeeper for Kaistorms. Now Otuanyi with it again. Has Oyerwath. Goffin just unable to be dispossessed of the ball right now. Playing with more confidence than anybody on this pitch right now, I believe. Oduro inviting pressure, drops it again. Between Bongo and Oduro right there. Several passes being shared between the Ghanaians. Watts has it. Now outside with Sassano. Finds Ventura. Ventura can cross it. He'll cut it back for Sassano. And with Muirhead. Really, really good passing here between this Tempo midfield and defense. Good compact defending, though, from Kaistorms, not allowing anything through. Man marking any player that tries to break through that line. And Tempo will win it right back if Ventura can keep it in. He can. This truly is a chess match of a game here in this second half. Kaistorms sitting back, I think just hoping that they can get a counterattack and sneak one past this Tempo back line. But they do have to be on the front foot just a little bit more as we're past the 60-minute mark of this game, just about in the 63rd right now. Kamara has it with 2 defenders in front, gets past one, left foot across in, and that's in the back of the net. Make it 2 for Seth Otuanyi, both coming via a Brima Kamara cross. 3-0 for Tempo. I just said Kaistorms have to get themselves back into the game, and it'll be no more imperative than right now as Brima Kamara has had one heck of a game playing down that left wing. Gets past one defender, slots a left-footed cross on the floor inside to Otuanyi, and Otuanyi gives himself another for a brace on the day. I think now we may see these subs check into the game as Tempo put themselves firmly ahead. Stanley Grandpierre will step on for Justin Ventura. I believe that means Kamara will now step onto the right side unless he's subbed off. I see one more player waiting to come on, still wearing his jacket. That could be who Kamara. No, Kamara stepping back, making way is Harrison Watts. Can't quite see who the sub is just yet. By confirmation, it's Muhammad Jagni. So I'll be interested to see who's leading the line now for Tempo as Watt steps off. Should probably be Otuanyi. Kamara playing on the right, Seth through the middle, and Grandpierre on the left. Sassano brings it back in, or will allow a throw in for Tempo. And drop it quickly to Gay. Correction, that is Suleimani Balde. Thought that it was Mo, perhaps wearing Mo's number. Balde, a teammate of Goffin Oyerwath, Jermaine Muirhead, and Stanley Grandpierre throughout the years. So now this team has a lot of experience playing together, as that's Muirhead defending Kaistorms player and wins the tackle, but it will be a throw-in for Kaistorms. See if we have any more subs. I see at least a couple more players ready down on the far sideline. Kaistorms with it, trying to create something here. Can be one of their most dangerous moments if they keep it. Captain with the ball. He'll drop it to one of his defenders. Pressing is Oyerwath. Grandpierre gets a little bit of a shoulder touch on it and wins it, but in the middle to Oduro. Muirhead has a moment to scan all of his options. Balde with it now. Oduro, big switch outside for Grandpierre. Grandpierre is on an island. Stanley has it. Left foot cuts inside on the floor, and that's a goal. Give one to Goffin Oyerwath, make it 4-2 in as many minutes. Stepping on the field, making an impact straight away is Stanley Grandpierre, the man who seems to have magic in his feet whenever he has the ball there. Cuts past his defender, sends a left-footed ball on, and just like before when you saw Brahima Kamara slotted in for Seth Otuanyi, Grandpierre does the exact same thing, and on the receiving end of it was Oyerwath. So now Goffin with a brace as well as Otuanyi, as this game now sits at 4-0, and it looks like your Tennessee Tempo FC will be taking this Kentucky-Tennessee Conference Championship, barring some kind of incredible comeback. Still plenty of time left on the clock, but Kaistorms have been just about unable to get themselves cemented in this game after a promising first 5 minutes. I try to always give credit where credit is due, and the Chattanooga team did look good to open the game. We're holding possession well, but after that first goal went in for Otuanyi, it has been all Tempo. But in the area, he'll play it over to Sassano. Still with that Tempo back line. Muirhead inviting pressure. Gay has Sassano. Kamara back to help fill in that back line. Donhauer to this near sideline with Bongo. Balde's a short option, but I dispossessed momentarily, but it'll be won back by Tempo, who continue to control this game. Oduro had Oyerwath back to the Ugandan. Balde eyeing a ball forward. And a touch off the foot of Nathaniel Badai. Taps his chest to apologize. A trio of subs ready to check in. I see Kamara and Muirhead both stepping off, and seems to be Otuanyi the final sub. Have to get confirmation. I think that may be Mo Jagney now. I'm not certain, playing in the back line. And up top, Nico Riveros. And Mike wearing the number 6, I believe that is. This near sideline. Everybody kitted up in all their warm clothes. We'll have to check what the temperature has actually dropped down to, as it's a late one, 9:40 p.m. here in Middle Tennessee. Balde has space forward, brings it down, still eyeing up an option, continuing to dummy passes, flicks it forward, and Oduro, I think, was hoping the referee would see him get more of his foot caught, but not enough on it to warrant another penalty. Looking at it, temperatures dropped down to 16. Real feel at 9 degrees, so 2 real-life degrees has dropped since the beginning of the game, but nothing on the real feel. I guess whenever it's cold, there's not much more that you can say than, well, it's cold. Gay with it, inviting pressure forward. I think that is Muhammad Jagni, as there's a lot of contact in the middle, nothing given for tempo. Kaistorms have it. Plays it back to number 6, who looks outside to his left center back. And the captain back again to his defense. Pressure from Oyerwath. Ball forward for Kaistorms. Dangerous moment. Can cut the lead down to 3. Good defending from Badai. Gets crashed into from behind. No foul given. Guess you could say no harm, no foul. Badai happy enough to stand up, get back in position and play. Mikhail with it. Plays it back with Gay, who's taking a lot of space forward. Curves his pass outside to the captain. Balde eyeing up a ball driven forward. That's Nico Riveros with it. Mike making a run through the middle, connecting with the Paraguayan. Now Goffin tries to make a nice little one-time chip pass over the top. Can't quite connect. Now Balde with Goffin. Goffin tries to lay it off. Can't quite do it. And that was a chip pass if I've ever seen one. Got a lot of air underneath that ball. On this field right now, you have 2 current players for Bethel, that being Suleimane Balde and Stanley Grandpierre. I have to give them all the credit in the world. Both of them were on the national championship winning side in the spring and had a really great season with Bethel in the NAI. Weren't quite able to make it happen. Shot from distance from Nico Riveros. But the 2 of them were really pivotal in that Wildcat side out of McKenzie. We're the number 1 team in the tournament, but we're upset by Grandview, who actually went on to win the tournament. So I guess you never want to lose, but if you're going to lose, at least lose to the champions. Barring a final, of course you never want to lose to the champions in a final. With all that said, though, great ball over the top here for Kaistorms. Tracking it down is Gay, coming back to help defend is Jagni. And not much that you can do when you're shoulder to shoulder with Musa Gay, but will win a corner in the process. Kaistorms have under 20 minutes left in regular time to try and make something happen, and no better way than to do it than a set piece, as they've really struggled to do it through open play. It gives you a moment where you can perhaps make something out of nothing. I don't know that Kaistorms have had a shot on goal in this game, only had a couple shots at all. In swinging corner near the PK spot, headed out by Balde. Oyerwath's in the area. He'll flick it outside, won by Kaistorms. Kaistorm still with players forward. Looking for another left-footed ball forward. Doesn't have it just yet. Still with it, though, is the Chattanooga team. And they will have a throw-in off the foot of Muhammad Jagni. Defending is Oduro. Kaistorm getting through the pressure that Tempo throwing at them right now. Captain with the ball. Tries to thread it forward. Bongo's in the area and wins it for Tempo. Oduro forward quickly to Oyerwath. Great interception from 27 for Kaistorms. Tempo have been holding on to that momentum for much of this second half, but Kaistorms look like they could have just a little bit left in the tank to try and pull at least one back. And heck, you never know. If you pull one back, you can make it 2. Nico Riveros ball forward in a foot race with his center back. who's able to kick it ahead. Now Mikhail with it outside to Grandpierre. Grandpierre made it happen the last time he had a ball in a similar position. Stanley with it, can shoot. Still with it is Grandpierre, and it'll be cleared out of play. Tempo again with the ball. Good defending from Kaistorms in that moment. Going to have to do it with Oduro. And there will be a foul called against Kaistorms. Several players throwing their hands up, but doesn't seem like it's doing much. Referee trying to make sense of everything as tensions can get higher and higher with so much on the line in a game like this. It'll be a relatively dangerous spot just outside the 18-yard box. As I mentioned before, fans want to make sure that everybody knows how appreciated you are. Nearly 10 o'clock in Central Tennessee, and we've had close to 100 people watching at several points tonight. We do this for you all. We do this for the players. We do it for everybody but ourselves. We want to make sure that we're getting the best viewing experience and best players on the field as possible. And right now with the 4-0 lead, we hope we are providing that product to you both on and off the field from myself and Eric Dorsey up top here. Just a two-man operation trying to get it done tonight in this freezing cold press box. The guys on the field, of course, are getting the job done in their own right. Shifting back onto the field, over top the free kick will be Oduro and Suleimani Balde. Balde short run up, and he scores his field goal, as I say, probably too often, playing on this field with the American football uprights just ahead of it. It was a short run up from Balde, something you don't see super often. As I was mentioning, the team that they play for, Bethel, Tennessee, if you all don't know, a really, really strong NAI team, and Balde playing as a number 8, and really a true number 8, absolutely was making it happen this season. I think finished with 16 goals. Riveros wins the ball, but it will be given as a foul. Balde thought that he had him a chance for another one right here as he plays that one into the net. Perhaps lucky not to get himself a little bit of a yellow card. Just delaying play. And now play will restart with number 6, left-footed ball forward. Big touch from 21. Still in play. Jagney in a foot race. Jagney has it. Plays it back to Gay. All the pressure in the world from Kaistorms. Don Howard, someone who does quite well with pressure typically. Does well to find Grandpierre. Grandpierre ball on the floor to Balde. Balde holding off number 21. Really strong play from the Senegalese midfielder. Speaking about Balde, I should mention his compatriot in Moussa Gay. The two of them, I know, grew up in Senegal, and from what they both told me, they've been friends for a long time. Both of them played together at Lindsey Wilson, or maybe were involved in getting each other to the school. Mikhail plays it forward, back heel from Oduro. Balde with it, plays it ahead, has his pass intercepted, and then steps over the ball and dummies it, lets it go out of bounds. Throw in from Jagney, the foot of Gay. A host of African players on this team. I believe Jagney's from Gambia. Could be mistaken in saying that. If I am, I apologize, Mo. Of course, Senegal and Ghana represented. Really players from all across the world in this team. Riveros, the Paraguayan, up top. Near sideline, the Haitian and Stanley Grandpierre. Love to see players all coming together to see the beautiful game played. Riveros was looking for a little one-time pass to skip it ahead to Dominic Oduro, who's been making a lot of forward runs. Not something you see a massive amount from Dom, but He's done well with it tonight. A lot of pressure coming from Grand Pierre. Goalkeeper will have to put a foot to it and send it sky high. Now Badai outside with Jagney. Oyerwath getting himself back on the ball for the first time in a few minutes. Flicks it ahead to Oduro. Big touch from Balde. Balde still with it. He can shoot. Cuts it back. Left-footed shot. And what a save. But not enough as it's going to go in the back of the net. Suleimane Balde gets himself one to make it 5-0 for Tennessee Tempo FC in this Kentucky-Tennessee Conference Championship match. I was just saying how playing as a box-to-box midfielder, Balde has been making it happen all season long at the college level, and tonight he makes it another as we will have a goalkeeper change. As number 1 will step in here for Kaistorms. And play will restart with Kaistorms trying to break ahead. Coming back to help defend is Stanley Grandpierre at absolutely full sprint. Hope to not pull up with a hammy or anything like that whenever you make such a hard run in this cold weather. Able to step forward. We are past 80 minutes. I just had it confirmed in this game, so not too much longer left. Tempo leading 5-0. Not quite the 8-0 they had the first time these two teams faced off earlier this year, but a good result to head into the national tournament with. Tempo with a chance to make it back-to-back. Soda City did the very same last year, winning fall and the spring both before Tempo, but the boys in red, this team out of Murfreesboro, have a lot of momentum going forward. I'm sure they'll be all excited and motivated to try and go back-to-back. Of course, Soda City did beat Tempo on the way to that first national championship, winning in PKs. Sadly, I wasn't able to be at that game myself, but this Tempo team doesn't seem to love going into PKs, so good to see scoring 5 goals and having a lot of confidence in the first 90 minutes. But as a Tempo homer, I'd take this team just about over anybody. Leading 5-0, have to still defend, try and keep this shutout. Nothing silly. Kaistorm's doing well, gets the ball through the defense. Now at the edge of the box is 21. Big step from Tempo, but Kaistorms will have to retreat. Big tackle by Nico Riveros. Goalkeeper will have to go long. Doesn't get much on it. Headed down. Now Grandpierre with it. And that was just about as important as a tackle as you could have if you're Kaistorms, because Stanley Grandpierre had a mile of space in front of him, and his goalkeeper was off the line. With that said, Tempo restart with the throw, keeping possession, looking to wind this clock down, perhaps add a little bit to that goal differential. But in my pregame monologue, I mentioned they don't matter anymore, as this season is over for Kaistorms. Regular season's done. Goal differential won't matter. But you'd love to see your team play with confidence like Tempo have. And despite bringing on 4 or 5 subs now, Tempo have yet to switch off. Sassano, one of those subs, defending well. Kaistorms get the bounce to go their way, but pass from their midfielder won't find its target. Now Grandpierre dribbling down the sideline. Wisely likes to play it back to Mike in the middle, wearing the number 6 or 8. I feel like I have astigmatism looking through the glass shining right here. Kaistorm's doing well to escape the pressure. Need to break through the line. Number 3 has it going forward. Good tackle from Balde to slow things down if only momentarily, allow his players to come back. Press coming from Nico Riveros. 22 eyes up, a long ball, likes to play it on the floor. Bongo is charging. Grandpierre on his left. He will play it to Stanley. Crashing in the box is Rivero. Second post is Oduro. Oduro's there. Oduro can still shoot. He drops it for Balde. Balde can make it two. And on the floor, Balde takes a shot but cannot make its way past the goalkeeper. Game still at 5-0. As we're approaching ever closer to that 90-minute mark. In 5-0 game, I can't assume that there would be too much added time. Tempo looking to add another one in, while Kaistorms playing for pride right now, making their way from Chattanooga, want to take more home with them than a shutout. Well, Tempo should look to lift the trophy. Now driving is Oyerwath, sneaks it through. Grandpierre is there. Grandpierre can shoot, and Stanley's offsides. Dangerous moment. Oyerwath won the tackle and went forward, but in an offsides position was Grandpierre, who perhaps got a little bit excited thinking that Goffin would find him on the run forward, but a wise tackle from Kaistorms cut the attack off. Mojagny wins the ball on the tackle, but it will go off his foot for a throw-in. Ball with the captain. Center back eyeing up a long ball. Still on the floor, threads it back inside to number 8. Chase from Balde, now Grandpierre. How cold it is, you can just hear how much of a rock that ball is. Now Badai one-on-one with number 16. Don Hauer easily able to step out forward that one. But a good idea from Kaistorms to try and get themselves one back. Now Badai with it again. Oduro forward to Oyerwath, who escapes the pressure and plays it right back to Dom. Now Mike taking his space forward. Looks like he is wearing the number 6, so I think that means Balde's wearing number 8. Jagny looked to be making a run forward through the crowd. Mike, I can hear him exhale and laugh as I think Goffin probably told him 1-2, 1-2, told him he'll take it down the sideline. He'll play him ball forward, but then Goffin elected to keep the ball at his own foot and keep possession. Balde was making another run over the top, searching for something from Bongo. Not exactly on the same page. Sassano has it. In the middle to Oduro. Now with Riveros. Riveros' touch leads it into the foot of a Kaistorms player. Goalkeeper inviting some pressure forward. Oduro gets a touch to it, but nearly makes a collision with Kaistorms, is able to win it in the end. Ball with Grandpierre again. He'll play it back. Looks like both teams may be electing to slow things down a little bit. As the press from Kaistorms has slowed, so has some of the intensity from Tempo, as I'm sure we're approaching ever closer to that 90-minute mark. Tempo leading 5-0, was 2-0 at the half, and poured it on 3 in the second. I'll have to double check all my stats. Make sure I get my goal scorers right. Goffin Oyerwath has 2. Seth Otuani has 2. Need to make sure who has that third. I think that it was Balde, now that I'm saying it. 5 goals, 2 different braces, and then 1 from Suleimane Balde, who has been on a tear in the last year or so. Personally, having watched Balde quite a lot in his career, he's someone that I've watched develop into a really good player as our lights shut off again as it's now 10 p.m. Fans, if you're watching, the stream is not quite off just yet. Right at 8, we had the lights turn off. Thankfully, I think our fourth official for tonight's match will be here to get the lights turned back on for this one, as we have only moments left to play. I will pause just for a moment as our lights will momentarily be back on to get myself a drink of water. But fans, thank you for tuning in to the Tennessee Tempo FC Sports Network. We'll rejoin you momentarily. And fans, that's not how I expected this one to end, in the dark. I know it's 10 o'clock, but our lights seem like they won't be coming back on. I know we do have the ability to turn them back on, but I assume that the referees just had a conversation with the coaches from both sides and saw that with only 2 minutes left to play, is it really even worth sticking it out just to play a little bit of meaningless stoppage time? With that said, the news is great here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, as your Tennessee Tempo FC took this game and this championship trophy by a score of 5-0. You saw a pair of goals in the first half, one coming from Goffin Oyerworth's penalty, another coming from Brian McMorris' pass inside to Seth Otuani to make it 2-0. And then it was the same thing with Kamara sliding it forward to Otuani to make it 3-0. Even more similar position, though with different players, as now it was Goffin Oyerworth through the middle, receiving a pass from Stanley Grandpierre to make it 4-0, and then finally capping off the 5-0 victory, you had Suleimane Balde scoring his first goal in his first game in this fall season. Now we won't have the lights on to show you all our trophy lift, but from myself, from Eric Dorsey, from everybody in the Tennessee Tempo FC family, we want to thank you for tuning in to tonight's Kentucky-Tennessee Conference Championship, as Tennessee Tempo FC punches their ticket back into the national tournament with a resounding 5-0 victory over Kaistorms. Thank you for tuning in. I believe now Tempo will be facing off against Kalanji Pro Profile in the first round of the national tournament. Stay tuned on all of our social media to see details about that event, whether we'll be hosting or not. I'm not absolutely certain, but we hope that you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We appreciate everybody who stayed watching as late as it is tonight. And one more time, the news is good from Murfreesboro. Tennessee Tempo FC 5, Kaistorms 0.